Good evening friends, this is Madhurya. Today I am going to discuss on how to improve user experience on the website. Okay, so I have created a list of pointers for optimizing the UX on your website. Okay, so step 1 is you have to use white space. Step 2 is you have to optimize your page speed. Okay, so I'll open this website govindasrestaurant.com. okay, so what I'll do is I'll go to Google page speed insight. Okay, then I will click here. Okay, so what I'll do is I will copy this URL and import it here. Okay, so it is getting loaded. Okay, so I request you all that kindly maintain the patience for a few seconds, and then we are able to get that report. Okay, so it is 89% completed. Just few more moments please. Okay, so by the time this gets loaded, right, so what I'll do is I'll go to the next part. Right, once you optimize your page speed, okay, so it is very important that you have to use attractive call to action. Okay, so what you could see here is, right, there are no CTA buttons on the website. Right, buy now, inquire now, right, you need to have those attractive call to action buttons over here. Correct. So let's go back to page speed insights. So there are different protocols which you have to keep in mind. Okay, so you have to optimize the user experience for mobile, then you have to optimize the user experience for desktop. Right, see, the score for mobile is 1 out of 100. Okay, so ideally the score should be 90 out of 100. Okay, so in this case Google gives you a list of suggestions like what all needs to be done. Okay, so Google will give you a complete list of suggestions over here, like you have to eliminate render blocking resources, properly size images, then you have to remove unused CSS, you have to reduce server response time, then you have to defer off-screen images, then you have to modify CSS. Right, so Google will give you a list of suggestions. Right, okay, this is for mobile platform. Then you go for desktop platform, the score is 29 out of 100. Ideally the score should be 90 out of 100. Okay, so that's the best score. My point is, if your website is loading as quick as possible, then Google will give you more preference in their SERPs, and as a result your website will load very quickly. And if your website is loading very quickly, automatically you are supposed to get more conversions. Okay, so here you could see that Google is giving you a list of opportunities, right, where you can make improvements. Yeah, so it's just that very simple. You have to go to Google page speed insights and get the suggestion report and do the needful. Yeah, clear? Then what you have to do is you have to go to Pingdom tool. Okay, see, I click here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this URL, right? Okay, so I'll say as govindasrestaurant.com, then I will select Asia, then I click on start test. Okay, so this is getting loaded. Yeah, see, you just have to hang on for a few seconds, so it will get loaded. Okay, so in the meanwhile you also have to use Think with Google. Yeah, see, basically the business is a B2C business. Ideally a lot of people will open website on their mobile phones, right? So you have to improve the experience on the mobile phone, correct? So you open this website over here, then what you have to do is you have to copy this URL. Okay, so you close this. Yeah, you click on tools. Okay, so you go down, right? Okay, so what you could see here is you can do a lot of comparative analysis, you can get the consumer insights, you can get a lot of information about diagnostic tools and industry benchmarks as well, right? Okay, so plus you can get the complete access of Think with Google tools, like what tools they have is like shopping insights, test my site, find my audience, grow my store, right? Then they have Google Trends, Market Finder, create with Google, advance your measurement, right? So what you have to do is you have to click on test my site, open. Yeah, I hope that makes sense, right? Yeah, so what I'll do is I will copy this URL over here, then I will go here, I'll click next. Okay, so you have to wait for a few seconds. In the meanwhile report gets generated. Okay, see, now if you could see in Pingdom tool, right, see the website page loading time is 4.38 seconds. So ideally your website should load in 1.5 seconds. Okay, the performance grade is 69, the page size is 8.7 MB, and there are 149 requests which has been made. Yeah, clear? So it gives you a lot of suggestion on how you can improve page performance. You have to make fewer HTTPS requests, then you have to configure entity tags, you have to use cookie free domains, you have to add expiry headers, you have to reduce DNS lookup, you have to compress component with gzip, then you have to avoid URL redirect, right? So it will give you a lot of suggestions on how you can make enhancement and improve the performance. Yeah, clear? We'll go back here. See, what you could see here is on Think with Google platform, Google is telling me that your mobile page speed is 8.5 seconds on a 4G connection, which is very slow, correct? So ideally your website should get loaded on a mobile phone within 1.5 seconds, then only you can improve conversions. Yeah, so it will give you a lot of suggestions on how you can optimize your page speed. You have to get custom fixes to make each page on your site faster, right? Okay, then it will tell you that you have to get the PDF report okay, from Google, and then you have to pass it on to your developers team and they will do the needful, right? Okay, clear? So Google is giving me a clear cut message that your rating is very slow, so you have to make it super fast. Yeah, clear? So I close this, I'll go back to the Excel file. Okay, so we discussed about having attractive call to action. So you can use buy now, inquire now. Those call to action buttons has to be there on your website so that you improve conversions. Okay, the next step, you have to use hyperlink differentiation. Okay, so there are different types of hyperlinks, right? Either way, you can use internal linking or external linking. So basically what you can do is you can use keyword in anchor text. Okay, then you can link page A to page B or page B to page C. So what you can do is you can give an internal link within your website so that those links can be followed by Googlebot. Okay, clear? Then you have to segment key information with bullet points. Point is, whenever you are writing content on your website, you have to segment the key benefits in bullet point format. Then it makes sense. Okay, clear? Then you have to use images wisely, right? Okay, then you have to include well designed and written headlines. Yeah, okay, so basically h1 tags are very important, right? Okay, so you have to have well designed and written headlines. For example, it's written here, it's like irresistible and simply delicious. Okay, so you have to have a SEO optimized headline where you have to integrate the primary keyword in the headline. Okay, so that you have a better one which can help you to improve conversions. Okay, then you can keep your website pages consistent. Okay, so you have to maintain that consistency. You have to catch your 404, right? Okay, this is very important. Then you have to be responsive and mobile friendly. Your website has to be mobile friendly. So what you can do is you can go to Google mobile testing tool. Okay, so you click here. Yeah, then you click here, then you test URL, right? So it will tell you whether your website is mobile friendly or it is not mobile friendly. Okay, so you have to wait for a few seconds. It is fetching page and running test as it is analyzing the website, right? Okay, so few more seconds and you will get the report with respect to your mobile friendliness, right? So as I discussed before, that your website has to be responsive, page responsive and mobile friendly. Okay, so tool will do the job to give you more information, right? Okay, so we are on point number 10, right? So I am showing it to you practically how it is applicable. Okay, so here it is telling me that yes, the page is mobile friendly. Okay, so in this case the page is easy to use on a mobile device. Yeah, good. Then what you have to do is, see, this is a new website, Govinda's Restaurant. Okay, so you have to set up Google Analytics. Okay, so what you do is you go to analytics.google.com. okay, on this platform, then you have to sign up over here and you have to add Govinda's Restaurant. You have to add the JavaScript code on a website and get it done. Okay, so basically then you will come to know how many visitors you are actually having on a website. You can track the visitors IP address, then you can track visitors location, you can know the bounce rate, right? This is very important. Okay, then you have to set up Google Tag Manager, right? Okay, so this is Google Tag Manager. Right, okay, so what I'll do is, see, you have to go to tagmanager.google.com and you have to set up the tag manager for govindasrestaurant.com, right? So this is a part of process which needs to be implemented, right? Then you have to set up Google Search Console. Okay, so let's see, you click here, Google Search Console. Okay, so you have to add a website in Google Search Console. Okay, so these things needs to be done. Yeah, so you click here, right? So what you do is you just copy this URL over here. Okay, right? So now this is telling me that you have to improve your performance on Google search. Okay, so it tells you that Search Console tools and reports